We're glad you can join us for today's practice session here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. The weather, though, hasn't been good to us today. We have dark skies overhead and a damp track for the drivers to deal with. We should be set up for an interesting session as the teams attempt to gather as much data as they possibly can about this circuit.
They'll have to go out and start testing the track limits, so you might see quite a few cars running wide or locking their wheels as they see how hard they can push. As they get used to the track, the times will get faster and we should see less mistakes.
When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
Before we see a transition over to light rain. Session so far. Fernando sat in P4.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session. Most of today's current crop of racing drivers haven't driven this track before, so adding in the elements of rain should provide us with a fascinating qualifying session.
The drivers should be up to speed for the dry weather with some track running and dozens of hours in the simulator, But one thing that can't prepare you for are these tricky conditions, so it may take some time for the less experienced drivers to readjust.
Recommend taking the wet tyres in the current conditions?
It's been a mighty qualifying performance from Mercedes today, with both cars on the front row for the race tomorrow.
They've really worked hard this weekend.
Welcome one and all to Spielberg for today's race, the Austrian Grand Prix. The circuit is owned by Red Bull. One might think this will give them an advantage. Only time will tell. Driving one of those Mercedes to the top of the timesheets in qualifying was Germany's Nico Rosberg. He'll have made quite a few people sit up and take notice with that performance, not least his teammate Lewis Hamilton.
There are a lot of variables that can cause a driver to be happy with the car one day to struggling with it the next. Track temperature, excessive tyre wear, or a change of fuel load can all affect the feel of a car. He'll definitely be hoping that when the race gets underway, he's got the same balance as he enjoyed in qualifying.
So far, the driver of the season has been Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes man has been in good form throughout the season and will be steely determined to get another world championship.
Lewis has had some great drives this year. He's got the experience of winning a world title, so I don't think he'll be fazed about being in this position.
This is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. Tyres are beginning to show signs of blistering. They are far too hot. Out in front. Our data is showing some wear. Most likely you'll be able to feel it. Vettel's taken the lead. Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. In this lap. Remember, you can move the brake balance to the rear. This may stop your front tyres from locking. Complete, go now. Look after these tyres now. We'll finish the race on this compound. Your front wing is damaged. Performance will be affected. We have around 60% of our starting fuel remaining at this stage. The man driver's next. Just 5 seconds separate you. We're not racing the car behind. Let them pass past when you can. Okay, we've lost over half of our initial fuel load now. We're down to 40% fuel. We're not racing the car behind. Let them past when you can. The front wing is badly damaged. You've lost a lot of downforce on the car. Pit and we'll fit you a new front wing. Well, I think we'll call this race over.
Another win for the Brackley-based team. What a car!